people do not want to come to Phoenix to play because it is such a force to be reckoned with. Give me that at Footprint Center. The fans deserve it. The players deserve it. We need that atmosphere back, and it starts by getting the people in the building that have given us that atmosphere over the years.
Last night, Gerald, you told us that Grayson Allen politely, very ever so kindly asked Suns fans if we could work together a little bit more to create a better home environment. And the way that you said it, I was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever, Grayson. And then when I watched the clip, I was like, oh man. So we're gonna make you guys watch it. We're gonna talk about it.
It was a lot about energy. The energy of the building was bad at points tonight. Like the crowd was booing, which I wish they would. We would work together with the crowd. Like, I understand we weren't playing well. They paid for their tickets. They can come out and cheer however they want to. But man, when we're down, we want to be a great home court team, and we have such a great crowd. When it was so loud tonight, I wish they would cheer us on and help give us some energy in those times too. But in the fourth quarter, when we went on that run, the crowd was incredible. It was the loudest I'd heard it all season. And that kind of energy, when you have that kind of energy from the crowd, you're getting stops, you're running up and down the court, hitting threes, it's just flowing. You have so much momentum. Everything is clicking. It's like a great spot to be in as a team. You feel like you're doing everything perfect. You feel like everything's going to go right. And part of that momentum, that feeling from the crowd, that feeling of being on that run is why we made all those shots, because we were getting good looks, but we made all of them because of the energy of the building, the energy of the game. So that's one of the things one of the things I just wish is that us and the crowd would work together a little bit more.
Seriously, you guys,
I love it, man.
tell me that this man hasn't been to therapy before, because he goes, I just really wish that we could work together a little bit better. It's on me as much as it is on us to make this better. There's no you, it's we and me.
How about some practice?
I love it, Grayson.
I loved it. And I love it not just because he touched on something that I brought up before, but he had earned the right to say that after last night's game, because as much as it was bad through three quarters and we could talk about why are we going to cheer? They're not playing well. Grayson was playing well. So he was the one guy on the team through four quarters who could look into the camera and say that. I do think there is a difference. Look, I understand the validity to, we paid for a ticket. This team is not playing well. It doesn't look like they're trying. They're getting their ass beat. Why are we going to cheer? But at the same time, there's a difference between 17,000 judgmental eyes and 17,000 supporters. And a lot of times, like I said, they could give up an 8-0 run or miss some free throws or something, and you'll feel that nervous energy in the crowd. And I don't feel like a lot of other NBA home arenas have that to this degree. And I think it's because we've been hurt before in this arena. I think it's because expectations for this group are so high. It's because we haven't gotten our big three out there a lot. But I do think the vibes from that 2021 finals run, it's very different in there now. And I think that has to change. And he spoke to something that has to change if we want to get back to being that home crowd.
So what you're saying is the crowd's Hall & Oates. It's the prying eyes. They're watching you.
Oh my God.
Too many references in one show. Too many.
I tried.
It's fine.
I need to go for more therapy.
Grayson could help you probably.
Maybe. He could.
G, set that up. G, just ask G to set it up.
Maybe that's how Grayson can help everybody. One-on-one sessions with each fan. We want to fix this. Well, then they put in the sweat equity here.
Oh my goodness. Don't you have a solution for this?
I do have a
What's
solution.
your solution?
We talked about it last night. I think a big part of the
trust it.
No, this is serious. This is not sarcastic.
Okay.
Well, maybe a little. I always am. But we talked about it last night. I think part of the problem is that fans, the diehard true fans, in some cases are getting priced out. It's inevitable. Tickets were dirt cheap. Hell, they were giving them away during the chase for #1 #1 picks back in the day. And you got a certain kind of fan that was able to attend, and diehard, passionate, younger that get in there. Now I think you've got the status symbol fan, the $100 bill counting kind of guy from the finals, sitting down there. And the Clippers, who are moving into the Intuit Dome at the beginning of next season, have an interesting solution. And while I usually don't advocate for being like the Clippers, we already broke that seal when we decided to have a terrible owner that we had to run out of town. So maybe we should listen to them at least one more time, right? And follow their footsteps. They're starting something called The Wall, which is 51 uninterrupted rows of passionate Clippers fans. I'm not sure they actually have those, but sure, we can get 51 rows and include a standing only section that's going to house 300 of our more energetic fans who will cheer loudly. The section will hold up to 4,500 people in it. But the interesting thing is, you actually have to register before. You have to get something called a Chuck mark, which is just dumb marketing because it's their condor there. But you have to prove you're a fan by submitting pictures of you in Clippers gear, which would sound creepy if the old owner were still there, but I think it's legit now. And if you were caught cheering for the other team, wearing other team's gear, any of these things, you are removed from the section. You are no longer to sit there. Your tickets are stripped, and they will offer you tickets elsewhere. So if you gift your tickets to somebody else, you can't sell your tickets. If there's all sorts of hoops to get in this section.
It's literally a diehard section.
Yes, right. And it's reasonable. It starts at $269 a month to get in there.
I thought you were going to say
a month.
Yeah, a month. So to go to as many games.
How many home games you get?
I need this. The Wall is one of the worst names ever, by the way. That is just terrible. But I need some version of this in Phoenix. We pitched something like this when I was with the team back in 13, 14. And we were like, let's get a like a college kind of atmosphere, a band, whatever you can do to help bring it up. I want true fans in the building. Matt Ishbia, I'm looking right at you. Whatever it's going to take, let's get true fans in the building at a price point that makes sense for them. I'm not saying every ticket needs to be that, but give me a section, and not up in the 220s, nosebleed.
No.
I want a section down low where they can hear you. We've seen a blueprint for this. You know what? Wells Fargo Arena used to be a morgue. Sometimes it still is for ASU basketball, but they have the curtain of distraction. I want to take a page from college basketball and from the Clippers. Give me an affordable fan section where it's loud and rowdy, and people do not want to come to Phoenix to play because it is such a force to be reckoned with. Give me that at Footprint Center. The fans deserve it. The players deserve it. We need that atmosphere back, and it starts by getting the people in the building that have given us that atmosphere over the years.
I know exactly where to put it, behind the opposing team's bench. How perfect would that be too?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be so loud, they're going to get annoyed. You're going to have more Steve Kerr comments. Instead of it being about the club music, it'll be about that dang fan section behind the bench that's driving us all crazy. Yeah, and I love it.
I don't need a Scottsdale club. I need the toughest place to play in the NBA. Give me the jungle behind the bench, to go with the gorilla. I want to hear everything loud. I want you, to be the most passionate damn Suns fans. I want Tutu fan and Mr. Orange and all these guys in one section with 1,000, 2,000 other fans going nuts because they didn't have to pay an arm and a leg and mortgage their house to get into a game. I want the passion back in this building so damn much.
Yeah, and I know the Bucks had something kind of similar to that a few years ago. I don't know if they still have it, but that would be cool. You could, what would you call it? Center of the Sun?
The jungle,
I like
baby.
the jungle.
I like the jungle with the gorilla.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I'm feeling it, bro. I love this.